This bridge right here is the boundary line for the UK's biggest regional park. Today I'm going to be attempting to cross it in one go. There are a few trails along with large pathless sections, which should be interesting. I'm really excited to see what I find along the way, so let's do it. So today I am in the Clyde Muirshiel Regional Park, which is the UK's biggest. It consists of a lot of farmland and country roads like the one I'm on just now, and also a lot of rolling hills. And when I say a lot, I really do mean it, which I'm sure we'll see slightly further up. I've just passed a creepy old house right there. That is the sort of place where you disappear, never to be seen again. Look at that creepy old tree as well. Right, let's leave that behind. And it looks like I'm heading in this direction. Looks like there's a little stream to cross. This is where you don't want to get wet feet as soon as you've started the hike. See if I can hop from rock to rock. There we go. Success. I made it across with dry feet. So the park covers 108 square miles of countryside, which is about 28,000 hectares. So it is a big boy. And it pretty much covers a large part of the western side of central Scotland. And I don't really know too much about it. I'm pretty much going in blind, which I think is a good thing, because it means everything that we see along this trail will be a little bit of a surprise, which is nice. Already this part is actually really nice. It's almost fairy tale-esque. I'm just walking underneath the trees, the branches arching over the path, and there's nice views out to the hills, and in the distance you can see either Castle Semple or Bar Loch, which looks really nice. I've actually brought with me a map, so I think this is the perfect point to get it out, and we'll have a wee look, see where we're going next. Here we are. It is absolutely huge, but let's have a look. So the bridge that we started at doesn't seem to be on this map. It's called Ladyland Bridge, but I think it's just off here. But that's Ladyland Moor, so we know we're in this sort of area. And the first sort of point of interest that we're heading for is a hill called Misty Law. So I think I'm basically maybe following this river up towards Misty Law, and then I think these are fence posts. So yeah, I think that's the first point that we're going to be heading for. Right, I am getting eaten alive by midges here, so I think it is time to move on. Let's do it. Midges have to be useful for something, because if not, I'm starting a campaign for their extinction. They are genuinely the worst. If you've ever experienced a Scottish midge, I'm sure you'll share my hatred for them. And if not, then count yourself lucky. It's getting a little bit more boggy, which isn't ideal. The feet are definitely wet now, but I'm still steadily climbing, getting higher and higher towards the hills. Another little bridge down here. This looks pretty cool. I'm actually so glad this little bridge is here. It means I don't need to cross the river. And it actually looks like a really nice river. A little waterfall there, which I can guarantee hardly anyone ever sees. It's such a random wee spot in the middle of nowhere. But you can see a settlement way off in the distance, which I think is Beath. Looks pretty far away. This is why I love doing things like this. Just a random little waterfall that I've stumbled upon that I didn't previously know about, and I can almost guarantee that not that many people know about that either, or make the effort to come up here. It's really cool to just stumble upon these things whilst on the trail. I'm not sure if I even mentioned the reason I'm doing this today. It's a little bit of an interesting one. Something or someone smashed my windscreen in my car, which isn't ideal, so pray for the whip. RIP. Nah, it's getting fixed tomorrow, so after that I should be back in business. What on earth is this over here? a little ruin. Let's go and check it out. I had no clue this thing was here. Let's see if we can get in. Oh, this wall's completely down. Look at that. Not in the best of shape. This poor person's house. What a cool place to live. I'd actually wondered why the road I was following was built, but this must be the reason. Someone obviously used to live here, which is pretty cool. But I think it's starting to rain, so I'm going to leave this ruin behind and continue along the trail. Right, back on the trail. Man, it looks a little bit ominous, the direction we're heading, but I don't think the first hill I pointed out on the map is too far away. I think this is the top of the first hill just up ahead. We are really close. Oh yes, here we are. The summit of the first hill. That feels good to reach that. Touch the cairn. And look at the views. Just incredible. I mean, 360 degrees. You can just see so far. Amazing. Okay, let's see if I can navigate my way out of this clag. I've put a few rocks on the map just so it doesn't fly away in the wind. But I can see where I am just now. So Misty Law, right there, that is where I am. And I started somewhere down here. So I've basically followed that river and then followed the fence post all the way up to this hill, Misty Law. The next one I am heading for is Hill of Stake. There isn't a path in between here, so I'm just going to follow that fence and hopefully there's some sort of a path. Actually, the first place I ever camped was Queenside Loch, which is pretty interesting. And in the time that I've been trying to get this map set up, it's cleared up a little bit. You can see some of the views around about this hill, and I think the next one is in that direction. I'm pretty sure this clag is going to be coming back in, so I think I'm just going to pack up the map and continue on. Right, let's go. It is also getting a little bit cold out here, and I have got a lot of pathless terrain ahead of me, so I think I need to get moving. I did promise rolling hills, and I think it's fair to say I've delivered. Look at this, just nothing up here. Nothing really to pick out, to be honest, nothing to head for. But I'm heading basically in that direction, and I think I can kind of see a trail. It's probably just made by sheep, but I think I'll head that way, and hopefully it takes me to the top of the hill. Got a barbed wire fence to cross here, and yes, I have just crossed it 3 times to set up the camera. Oh man. There is a little thing here though, which gives me hope that this is the right way. Someone's placed that so that you don't cut yourself. So maybe this is the right way. Man, the bog here is just insane. Look at this. That's where I'm meant to be going. Let's see if I can somehow get through this. Oh, I'm getting swallowed up. Oh, how am I going to do this? Okay, that was a horrendous idea. I just tried to step right into it. I thought it's not going to be that deep. And I'm not kidding, it was up to my waist there. I had to quickly chuck my camera and just like crawl out pretty much. Flipping egg, man. This is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. We've got another one here. Luckily this one doesn't look quite as far. I think I'm just going to have to run and jump. Let's see if I can make this. Right. Oh, jeez. Oh, I just made that and no more. Right, let's continue on. It's times like this that really make you question what you're doing out here. Imagine I got swallowed up by the bog. What a horrendous way to go. In the middle of nowhere, just me and the sheep, drowning in bog. Oh man, thankfully I didn't. I'm sure there's plenty of bog to come though, so it's not out of the question just yet. Here we are, Hill of Stake, the highest point in Clyde Muirshire Regional Park. And on a good day, the views are actually pretty amazing. You can see out to Arran in that distance, and you can also see Ailsa Craig, but not today, unfortunately. I'm going to have one last look at the map before I head, just so I know I'm heading in the right direction. And that fence post tactic from the last hill was perfect. If you actually look in a direct straight line from this trig point back to the hill I was just on, the fence follows it perfectly. I've got a feeling that was deliberate. There's no way that was just luck, but I'll take it. Anyway, let's have a look at this map. So right now I am on Hill of Stake, and before I was on Misty Law just here. So I basically followed that fence right there, which was perfect. And next I'm heading for Greeto Water, because I know there's a path there at the bridge. All of this is pathless, which is going to be a little bit brutal. But I think if I head for Middlemoss Hill from Hill of Stake, just that, I think that's the sort of right direction. And then all the way to Greeto Water, where I'll hopefully find a path. Okay, I'm just going to touch this trig point one more time. Definitely been to the top, and let's continue on. It's a shame I don't have the views up here, because I think they actually are quite nice. But, ah well, at least I've made it to the top in one piece. I haven't been swallowed up by the bog, so yeah, I'll take that. This faint ATV track is genuinely a lifesaver. I have to really focus to follow it, but you can sort of see it there. So there's one of the tyres, and there's the other one, and it's going in the perfect direction, making it so much easier for me. Trying to navigate your way through this landscape with no path is genuinely horrendous, and just having something to follow just keeps you sane. It's much better than nothing. Yeah, I'm really grateful for whoever was in an ATV just cutting about up here in the middle of nowhere. And just like that, I've lost it. It's so easy to lose up here. There's just nothing. And I've also just fallen in a huge muddy sort of ditch, which isn't ideal. I think I might try and head for the top of this hill and see if I can see it again. Here we are, the top of the next hill, Box Law. Not much of a cairn, and no sign of the path, but even better, I can actually see the proper path all the way in the distance. You probably won't be able to make it out. And just look at these views. That's the Isle of Arran in the distance. That is amazing. This section is going to be tough. I'm just wading through these bushes. Absolutely no path at all. But at least I can see where I'm going. I'm on the home straight. Yes! Freedom! I finally made it to this path. I should be on a good track for the rest of the way, which is absolutely splendid. And the next stop is Greeto Bridge. Here it is, the long-awaited Greeto Bridge. And yeah, it's a bridge. Okay, let's continue on. Little bit underwhelming, that Greeto Bridge, I can't lie. I don't even know if it's something that people come and see, to be honest. It just happens to be on my route, so I put it down as like a plot point. But, oh well, we've seen it now. This really is the home stretch now. I'm heading for the sea in the distance, and I can almost taste it. And it's a really nice way to finish it. Got a little river down there, and a huge sort of canyon type thing, which is pretty cool. And it looks like I'm going to be heading into the woods just up ahead. Here we are, back into civilization. One final gate. There's always one more hurdle. Oh, can't open it. There we go. Right, let's get through Largs. It's now just a case of me making my way through the town of Largs and to the sea. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I hope you've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. I've actually thought about doing this sort of thing for the national parks in the UK on a grander scale, and that would take days rather than just, what, like 7 or 8 hours that it's taken today. So let me know if you would like to see that. But that's going to be it from me. Make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Right, let's get to the sea. Well, here is the sea, which means I've officially crossed the UK's biggest regional park in one day. There we have it. Lovely jubbly.